Good afternoon, everybody. Apologise for the voice, but I can't do much about that when you've got a voice like mine. Right, I'm going to go through what is the real-life test. What does it mean? Now, with a lot of things to do with transsexuals, the terminology and phraseology I'm going to be using is changing. We're now not using the real-life test. We're now calling it the real-life experience, and I'll explain that as we go along. Right, you may have heard the NHS require the real-life test or real-life experience for transsexuals, but what does that mean? You may have read about it in the Daily Mail, sorry, the Daily Hate, and I hate the Daily Mail, so anybody from the Daily Mail, I hate you. I'll explain more in a minute. But what is the real-life test? What does it mean in reality? And for some people, the real-life test, real-life experience is life or death, literally. I'm going to go through that. So that's me, Delia Johnston, created, well, you'll see in a minute when I was created. And I have a very interesting gender history, all right? And that's how I explain, if people ask about myself, I just say, normal female, just interesting gender history. And that normally gets people curious by that point. That was me, believe it or not, 4 years ago. Extremely unhappy with life. I hated my body, I hated my life, everything about it. Then just under 3 years ago, that was me. Literally, I think I was 15 days old at that point. 1st of January 2010 is legally when I flipped gender. I left the inferior breed and joined the more superior gender at that point. This was at Pink Punters. Those who know Pink Punters nightclub down the road. I apologise for the pun on that one, but it is critical as a local resource for a lot of people. I was so terrified that glass of wine, I spilled more than I actually drank. And this was my first time ever in a public arena in a skirt, ever. 3 years later, this is taken at Milton Keynes ball I went to about 2 weeks ago. Oh, there you go. So just a tad of a change. Not much, but just a bit. But that is the power of 3 years worth of hormones. So it's quite a powerful issue. So is the real life experience easy? Simple answer, no. It's absolutely horrendous. Is it required? Absolutely. There's nothing you can do about it. For you to get the help you need, you have to go down this process. A lot of people struggle, a lot of people won't make it. What is the purpose of real-life experience? Is to make sure, in the NHS perspective, that the money they're going to spend on hormones and maybe potentially surgery, if you're lucky, is of value and is not wasting NHS money. Now, the Daily Mail /hate will quite often say, wasting huge sums of money on surgery for people like myself. The cost is actually quite small compared to the amount of support individuals need prior to that. It's not a waste of money. Others will say it's a lifestyle choice. You decide to wake up one Friday morning and think, I know, I'm going to join the other gender. Sorry, it doesn't happen that way. You were born with a defect. It's been medically proven. In my case, if you dissect my brain, please, when I'm dead, you'll find a totally female brain. And it's been like that since I was born. All right? There's nothing I can do about it. The question is, what's more powerful, your body or your brain? One you can live with and the other one you can't live without. So the purpose is to say to yourself and say to society, or more cynically the NHS, that you are committed to your acquired gender. That's the key word, your acquired gender. You are expected to legally change your name before the clock really starts. So you wake up one morning, go on Depot, and if any of you have ever been on Depot, please be careful and please don't do it when you're drunk. Because once you hit send, legally, that's it. You've got a new name. It's literally that simple. Plus you pay a bit of money. But effectively, 3 days later, you get a certificate coming through saying, in my case, you're now Delia Johnston. Legally, that's who you are. In the eye of the law, effectively, I am now female. Have I changed? Functionally, bodily wise, anything else? No. But by the law, I'm now female. What you're meant to do now is prove that you are committed to living out your life in your acquired gender. Some people ask me statistics, the majority will be male to female, but there are also female to males. Okay, but the majority is male to female. How safe is the real life experience for individuals in the everyday world? I'm going to quote you some figures. These figures I've got from both UK government, European government, and from America, and the figures are all roughly the same. So please bear with me. Unemployment. An awful lot of transsexuals, fun enough, when they come out, as they're going to say they're going to change gender to their employers, invariably the next lot to get made redundant. Currently, statistically, 67% of transsexuals are unemployed. Huge number. Depression and suicide. Statistically, again, 1 in 2 transsexuals or transsexuals to be will either be suffering from depression or have suicidal thoughts or commit suicide. I've done this presentation where there have been, say, 5 or 6 transsexuals in front of me. I'd say the 50%, and sure enough, half the hands go up. Mine does as well. I've still got the scar around the back of my neck from October 2009, where it's easier to die than to change gender. So it's a very powerful point. The other thing which is relevant to this PowerPoint here, 78% of transsexuals will be either physically attacked or verbally attacked, particularly in the first year or 2 of their new lives. I'm no exception. I've been beaten up physically 3 times, hospitalised once, and verbally attacked dozens and dozens of times. But hey, I'm still here. You can also remember that some of you may have come across last week what's called Transsexual Day of Remembrance. 289 transsexuals were killed worldwide last year. Okay, and 2 years ago, one of my friends was pushed off a platform at Charing Cross. Right, come on, a couple of points I want to go through is when you see somebody in, say, Tesco's or other supermarkets, please be aware that they're doing the real life experience. That means they may be more male the day before, they're now female. They've got to get on with life. It's not a public gawp, it's not a circus. And as you may have seen in the paper, the local paper 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I was helping somebody who was verbally attacked at Tesco's by a member of staff. All right, that was in the paper, and Tesco's are now formally apologised and putting some training into place, but it was a horrendous attack. So that gives a quick summary. I was once asked, how contented am I now? On a scale of 1 to 10? Any bets? Any clues? The answer is, I'm going to delay this, I'm going to milk it. There you go, 500. All right. The reason for that is I'm now living my true life. I'm only less than 3 years old, so I'm still a baby. I'm still learning. But as I just mentioned earlier, I spent the last 12 months at London 2012. I got VIP tickets to all the opening and closing ceremonies, as one does. Lived in the Olympic Village for 2.5 weeks with all the world's elite athletes. Wow. But that is a privilege I got. It's jumped again. Oh, what the heck. But it was a privilege I got. I had to earn that. Okay, but from that, where I am now, where I'm going to now, is who knows. I'm still helping people. There's 5 people I know in and around Milton Keynes who are alive today because of the work I've done for them. 2 haven't made it, they died. Right, so that's, please, I don't know if this is going to work, yes it will. So, in summary, thanks for your understanding, but please remember that not everybody in the transsexual world is as strong as I am now. All right, that's the key point. 3 years ago, I was terrified. 3 years later, no problem. Okay, thank you very much indeed.